For going live. Hey, welcome. It's Monday night, and that can only mean one thing. It is the wrap up. Yes, Team Superdad are back with your weekly episode of our podcast. And without further ado, roll theme.
Welcome to Team Superdad. Real dads creating their best lives ever. More time, more money, more fun. You are not alone. You're on Team Superdad.
Is this a ghost I see before me? I can't hear a bloody word you're saying right now. I think you've hit mute. First you get the gain too high, then the mute button. I'm left on my Todd here to kind of fill the gap.
There.
Oh, there we are. Johnny's in the room.
Spinny wheel.
Rusty,
I got
man.
thrown by spinny. I had spinny wheel. Spinny wheel when you're going live is the most unnerving thing ever because you've not even started and you got spinny wheel. Welcome, my esteemed friend and co-host Glenn, aka Dating Dad from Twitter. Good to see you again, sir.
Beautiful to be seen, and I'm so pleased that you're alive and COVID hasn't taken you like it has so many others. How you feeling?
Oh, we're good. We're good. It rolled in and it rolled out. The weird thing about it was it took us all separately, so the whole thing got stretched out ridiculously and then rolled into half term. So it's taken a little bit of time just to get back in the groove, and so here we are, and here we are. Where are we? Well, this is the Team Superdad wrap up. We do this every week. It's a chance to have a bit of a laugh, to kick back, relax, take the piss of what's been going on in the world of two everyday dads. Bizarrely, who found out after they'd met and done about 3 episodes of the podcast, live around the corner from each other in sunny Angleterre, Grand Bretagne, Britain. We're part of the Team Superdad community. My name's Jonnie Jensen. I'm a dad coach, founder of Team Superdad and the Hero Academy. We help dads. We help dads not recreate. We help dads create the life they desire and get out of the life they feel stuck in. Rock solid confidence, clarity, and having fun, control over their money, relationships, basically taking back and enjoying their life. And we do a serious podcast on a bit of an ad hoc basis. We're rebooting that for probably for the new year. But this wrap up we're on episode 54. This is, and to the best of our ability, we like to entertain, give you something to listen to. Maybe you're driving a car, a lawnmower. No heavy machinery though, please.
That's the thing when people they go for operations and they say, "Oh yeah, no, sorry, you can't operate heavy machinery." I know they're talking about driving a car, but all I can think about is like diggers and cranes and stuff, as if we all operate that sort of heavy machinery.
I think the one with the wrecking ball. You know the wrecking ball?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Go full. It was a singer who did that. The Miley Cyrus. Go full Miley Cyrus on someone if you're on heavy medication.
A tank.
Tank.
What about an oil tanker? Like an absolute. You get stories of people crashing an oil tanker, don't you?
Well, or at least blocking up a Suez Canal. So yeah, it could still happen again.
Apparently, it takes like X squillion miles or something to stop a super tanker. You have to like put it in reverse whilst you're having breakfast if you want to like park at tea time. Like you have to.
Hey, I took my sister-in-law out for a driving lesson a couple of weeks ago, and seeing the way she parks, I think I'd be safer to just try and stop on a sixpence in a super tanker than in that.
I love that. You've just made an analogy with your sister-in-law's driving to stopping a super tank.
It was scary, and I didn't have dual controls, nobody died.
But your eldest daughter's coming up for driving lessons, isn't she?
She is indeed. For her birthday, I got her a provisional driver's license and an intensive course that she's going to start doing very soon. Now she's actually got a license.
Oh, so she's actually 17, right? Okay. Cool.
Yeah, she's 17 years old now. Yeah, and so that's what I got for her birthday. I've told her that she's not driving my car until she's had at least a few lessons with someone else with a brake pedal at their foot, just to make sure that she can go forward and stop at certain times, and then I might take her around a car park.
My first car after I passed my test was a Fiat Panda.
Classic.
I think it probably had a value of about £263, probably. In the passenger seat, there was some rust in the footwell, not a huge amount, but definitely a hole, and you could see the road. Yes, you could see the road. But
The
strangely,
Flintstones mobile.
yeah, but that was okay. Obviously the world changes, doesn't it? It's like the Mini. Like, if you see a Mini now, it's actually just a big car, pretty much.
Yeah.
But back in the day, of a little car was a little car. Fiat Panda literally was a go-kart with a roof, and I had one. So it was some sort of. I'm not even sure it was 1 liter. I think it was like an 800cc. But once you got it up to 75 mile an hour,
By pushing it out of a plane.
no, it had momentum. And obviously it was like tin foil basically. So the thing, yeah, suffice to say, 6 weeks later, I smashed it into someone else pretty much head on.
See, I didn't learn to drive till I was 30. So I was, and that was only because I had a family. So my first car that I was driving around was what they called a Ford Focus.
Ford Focus?
Ford Focus, yeah.
That's like modern. That's proper
sporty one. Yeah, it was only 11 years ago.
Oh,
So
man.
yeah, it was. I was a late learner, but it just meant I didn't need hardly anywhere near as many lessons as I'm sure I'd have done years before.
If you're listening on the podcast, you won't be able to comment. But in fact, by all means, you can comment. You can come into the Team Superdad group. If you go to teamsuperdad.com/group, you can come and join us in the community, and you can comment on all the stuff that we're up to. But if you're watching live on any of the streams, then you can participate. Let us know what car was your first car. Let us know how long it took you to smash it up.
Yeah, I did that. And if anyone can beat me, I did 4 driving lessons before doing my test. So if anyone's done it in less than 4, I'll buy you a beer. Not that you should then drive afterwards.
I can actually beat that, but I don't want to top trump you, but I can actually beat that. Yeah, but you were 33. You should be able to drive by then. You probably. I had 3 lessons, and I passed my test 4 weeks after my birthday. But
Nice.
I'd been driving. I had a go-kart when I was a kid. My dad used to make us do the gear stick, and he was a rally driver, so it was kind of it would have been poor show if you couldn't drive.
But driving's one thing. Driving without crashing is something else.
Yeah, I've written off. So that was the first car I wrote off. The second one kind of wasn't my fault, really. I was traversing along a country lane, a little bit too fast, but and I had the car full of boxes. My dad had sent me to London to pick up all these files from some sort of administrator business thing. So the car was fully loaded. I was literally like, I was boxed into the car by boxes. So I came, I'm giving it away there. I came hooning around the corner, but I was on the right side of the road. I was on my side of the road. But as I came round this sort of sharp left hairpin corner, the car coming the other way really wasn't expecting anyone to be coming along. So they were just casually driving at a normal speed in the middle of the road. So to avoid them, I did have to scurf off the road a little bit, and it dropped away quite sharply. And the next thing I knew, the car was pretty much on its side. There was a tree very close to the windscreen where it had gone in through the engine, and it was a bit like planes, trains, and automobiles. The radio was still working. I love that line. Sir, officer, the radio is still working. Any other John Hughes pop references, feel free to share with us. We've got a Facebook user here. So, and Orion ended up, this is a crash here. Look, this person. If you go to, what is it? If you go to facebook.com StreamYard.com/Facebook, then it will actually pick in your name there. We better see who you are if you want to share that. But ended up in a garden along Station Road in Aylesford. This is a fellow mate.
I'm guessing that in that case you weren't meaning to end up in that garden. It's not your front garden, and someone would have been able to walk past and say, "You can't park there, mate."
Either that, or it's a story about a first date. And some kind of other subject altogether. But yeah, it's great to have your comments coming in. We've got a few things going on topics wise. It is that time of year. It's we don't like to call it the holiday season, but our American friends do. We've got a lot of listeners in the States. But it is that time of year, Glenn. Like, yeah, well, COVID came, and we might touch on that a little bit. But in the UK, for me, it starts in August. It goes my kids' birthdays. That goes back to school. Boom, stress of that. Next thing I know, 3 weeks later, my first kid's birthday. A week after that, second kid's birthday. You've got the stress of all the birthday parties. Then before you know it, the half term, the school holiday kicks back in. So they've been there 6 weeks and they got a week off. Then you go Halloween, which whatever, but then bonfire night, and then before you know it, you're into sort of, it's like, oh my gosh, end of November, which then we get all this Black Friday stuff kicking in, and which basically means Christmas is coming.
Yeah, and Black Friday is nowhere near as good in the UK as it in the States. In the States, you get like proper double-digit discounts, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70% off. It's worth doing. In the UK, might get like a fiver off something here and there. It's pretty rubbish, I gotta say. So if anyone's got any really quality Black Friday deals, I'll be honest, that's when I do most of my Christmas shopping. Just smash it out of the park. Anything and anything that I can find that seems a little bit discounted and a little bit funky, that's when I do my shopping. Get it all delivered, wash, done, and then it sits there waiting to be wrapped up on Christmas Eve.
I know. I lost all faith in Black Friday going back about 7 years, probably, but maybe a bit less. I was tracking the price of these tablets I wanted to get the kids, like just screens.
Mm-hmm.
I worked out the ones I wanted. They were just low-end, basic tablets for what at the time would have been a 8 and 6 year old, and then so it was like 170, 160. And then it gets to Black Friday, wallet goes up actually higher, but they still say got a special offer. So I think they've stopped it a little bit because they've remember like a few years back in Asda where they had crushes and
yeah, but I mean, who goes to an actual shop anymore for anything?
I know that was like the 1800s, wasn't it? That was old school.
So vintage.
Paid in cash. Paid in cash. What, coins? Yeah, actual paper money. That's where I think they've taken the fun out of it. You want to slash the prices, put up a big sign, have 200 people there, drop the flipping tape, and boom, everyone runs in.
When it takes all.
Yeah, I think that's okay. Like Death Race 2000, a bit like that. Do you know that movie?
Yes, I do know that movie. But yeah, that would be. I can picture it turning more into like the Purge.
I've not seen the Purge. I don't know the Purge.
Where all crime is made legal
okay,
for one night.
Okay, I've heard about it. I've not seen it. Is there any humor? Any humor?
I've no idea. I don't think so. I know the concept. It's just like, okay, I've read the blurb. Pretty much, I get the concept and I know what's going to happen. So yeah, I'm all right with that. I don't need to worry.
Yeah, there's a lot of films like that, mainly horror ones. I don't want.
Yeah. I'm weird. I'm not massively into horror. It's not because I'm particularly scared. I was just like, why would I want to? I don't enjoy it.
Someone told me once about this horror. It sounds a bit like a horror / porn type movie where this guy stitches people's arse and mouths, stitches their mouths to their asses, and makes
Is
this
that
like
a human caterpillar or something.
It's something like that, yeah. And then then he feeds them.
I'm very happy not to watch that. I don't feel that my life is any worse for never having set eyes on that movie.
Whoever commented, I got a feeling that might be Paul. Gotta go, guys. I'll listen on the catch. Oh, it could be our friend from. Imagine what are the odds if the lady from LinkedIn actually lives in Aylesford. I don't think. I'm guessing that's Paul. Whoever you are, we love you. Goodbye.
But yes, I'm gonna go online and get most of my Christmas shopping done, and I've got to start thinking as well about what I'm going to buy for my team members because I've got a bunch of people who work for me, and what do you do? What do you buy? I don't just want to buy blanket alcohol for people because I think most of them drink, but I'm not 100% sure, and yeah, I've got to come up with some creative gift ideas. So I've got no idea what to buy any members of my team.
And also we are fully woke now, so we got, the idea that you could accidentally wander into a mildly offensive gender based gift could be horrific. Like an apron, an apron with tassels on the boobs, like that. That just
Yeah, I mean that's maybe not the most professional of gift choices, I've got to say.
a Christmas apron could be seasonal. That's what I'm saying. You don't realise, you just go seasonal, and then before you know it, you've dropped a clanger.
So yeah, I'm going to be doing that because we haven't really got. I've mentioned Secret Santa, but we haven't actually set one up, and I don't want to be responsible for making it happen because every other year we've done it. There's been plenty of times when we've had it going, and you just know someone's going to let it down. So I always end up buying multiple gifts. So I'll buy for my Secret Santa, and then I'll have a couple of random ones, so that if somebody forgets, I'll say, "Oh, this one hasn't got a label on it. It must be for you."
Yeah.
And so it ends up costing me a bloody fortune.
But there's always like you get weeks, don't you? But then of course everyone rushes out on the day, goes down to the Tesco / Marks and Spencers / other high street store that has a Secret Santa aisle where they've got toot for £5.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a big landfill disaster, basically. What do you think is a good price for a Secret Santa? Work-based Secret Santa, good price.
Well, it depends on how close you are as a team. If you're a really, really close team and you know everyone and people are going to put the effort in to get something personalized, then I reckon up to 20 quid. If you don't know them, if it's just like a big bunch of people and it's kind of names from a hat and it doesn't really matter, £5. Don't waste more than the £5 because you're going to buy shit and you're all going to throw it away. So don't worry about it.
So £5 says toot. £5 is basically Happy Meal landfill toot, right? But then you go champagne, surely, like a bottle of Carver, £4.99. Jobs are good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that works. So, and then most people, I would say, roughly a tenner is average.
Bottle of.
But again, you're not getting much good stuff for a tenner, are you?
No.
I think if I was gonna get it done, I would, and I had a £5 budget, I'd go to fiverr.com. And there's loads of random crap on there, loads of things that you can do, loads of little thoughtful things that literally only cost a £5. That's a place to go for a cheap Christmas present. But you've got to prepare it in advance.
What, Fiverr as in the gig marketplace?
Yeah.
But they make you logos and what can you get as a Secret Santa gift on Fiverr? Someone's dirty knickers or something like
that. I don't know whose dirty knickers you buying this worth for £5, but
no, you can get like, market.
You can get like a piece of personalized art made, just with their name on it or something, or someone will compose a song or write a poem or something like that. Then there's little creative things that people can do, and they'll only charge you £5 for it.
And have you ever gifted someone? I mean, a gift like that? I'm fearing a disappointed look on someone.
Oh, let's be honest. If it's worth a £5, they're going to be disappointed no matter what. It takes a lot of effort to put into something that's only going to cost £5, but isn't going to be a disappointment.
Oh, Sandra, in accounts, you are the best at adding up things.
See, and if someone else recorded that for me, put a tune to it, I'd pay a £5 for that. That's wicked.
Thank you for doing my expenses. You are the best.
Yeah, and then stick some sort of drum and bass loop on it. I think we could be on some sort of underground winner here.
Bit of voice. What do they call it? Auto tune.
Bit of auto tune. Although with you, I think it'd be a lot of auto tune.
I got the old what's that sound effect on my thing called? The heavy bottom, big bottom, big bottom on. But no, so Secret Santa. I'm doing a Christmas. Check this out, right? Fortunately, I've met someone who, if you are a long-term listener, 8 months at least, if you've been listening to the podcast for the last 8 months, you'll know that Jonnie ended his 6-year dating drought with a bit of a home run, really. So not only is she awesome, but she's also bang into Christmas. So we've like everyone's getting fully excited about Christmas. Her sister-in-law is even more into Christmas, and so they've found a pub on Airbnb. So we've got a pub Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and Boxing Day. and it's like stocked. On Christmas Eve, we get a barman, and then the rest of I mean, you can bring your own booze as well, but the rest of it's an honesty bar.
Oh yeah, okay. See how that goes.
I know. I think in the world we live today, maybe that works. It wouldn't have worked when we were in our 20s, that's for sure, or teens. But yeah, it's really exciting. So it's a little old pub in Ramsgate. The thing like dates back to, I don't know, 300. As it says on the details, but it's like 300 years. Something like pirates and and Jack Sawyer and stuff, and they're rolling kegs of beer up the street, and they're off to sea, and and it's got the bedrooms upstairs. It's all been Airbnb'd out with roll top bars, classic B&B stuff, Airbnb stuff. But more than anything, we've got about 25 of us going to be hanging out.
Nice.
3 days.
Oh, that'd be awesome. That sounds wicked.
Yeah. So the Secret Santa is 50 quid. 50 quid.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, but what they're saying is you don't. It's so that there's a present session and everyone gets something decent.
Mm.
But I'm struggling.
But for 50 quid. You got to know something about it, because that's got to be a good fucking present for 50 quid.
App they've used, right? It's got a gift list, so you go in and you pick a bunch of stuff for yourself.
Yeah, I see. I mean, the simplest in me says, okay, fine, that's great. I don't have to think about it, don't have to worry about it. But I might as well then just buy it for myself.
Buy something you want, yeah.
So that's what I do at Christmas anyway. The only thing about Secret Santa is someone's buying something for me, and that just doesn't happen to me anymore. So I like the idea of someone else, even if they get it a little bit wrong, buying something really cool for 50 quid.
Or 10 gigs of Fiverr.
yeah. 10. You can buy me a fucking album for a Fiverr. That'd be awesome.
So the man has got everything. 10 Fiverr gig vouchers.
I did look 1 year for it was going to be for Valentine's Day, but basically, you remember when you used to make mixtapes? These days you don't have cassettes or even CDs to burn, but vinyl is still a big thing. It's still massive, and you can get vinyl printed and done for yourself. So you choose the songs that are going to go on it, and they make the vinyl. They make a record. So you're basically making a mixtape that is vinyl, and I think that's really, really cool. But they're not cheap.
Mega.
Yeah,
but some sort of 12 to 14 songs, maybe.
Yeah, something like that. And I think it would mean so much more than just making something like a Spotify playlist. I don't think they're cheap. I think they're sort of 100, 120 quid or something.
That's the record player.
Every cool person's got a record player, surely.
I'm not cool enough.
But I think that's a really cool, unique, quirky present, and I think that'd go down if you've got like a real audio file and you've got special songs that the two of you have kind of got together, and you know, and all that sort of thing. I think that would be a superb present.
I once wrote a girlfriend a love letter on a 5-star album. And I took it to the school office and said she'd left it and she needed it for her music lesson. And so then she got called to the office and she's like, "What the hell is this?" And then she pulled it out and she saw the letter I'd written in silver pen. That's the kind of thing you get with me, you know, if you're dating me.
I'm gutted you're taken. Although I was taken for a few weeks.
Well, yeah, last time I spoke to you, just before I got COVID, you were going on a date.
Yeah, I was. And I ended up going on many, many dates for about 5 or 6 weeks. And had a lovely time for most of it. Wasn't 100% sure if everything was going to work out. And so I said, look, we went away and we had a weekend in London, actually. I did a whole load of cocktail bars and touristy things. And so a weekend in London, so it was quite nice. But, you know, when you're thinking, I'm just not 100%, there's a few things I want to consider. So I said, look, I've got a back-to-back day of work. Then I've got an event tonight that I've got to go to, like an in-person work event. So much fun. And then I'm back-to-back and the next day as well. So I just want to think a few things through. So went to sleep, yada, yada, yada. Woke up the next morning to a bunch of messages which have been deleted, like about a dozen different messages that have been deleted, sent and then deleted at 3 a.m. then nothing, and then later on in the day, started getting a load of abuse, and she was unhappy that I hadn't messaged her all day. What? Okay. You know what? I think this is a lucky escape here. You know, you do you. This is great. This is fine. But thanks very much. So yeah, that was a short-lived experience, shall we say?
Yeah. Oh well, I'm kind of sorry for that. I'm excited that you had some dates and had some fun. I don't mean that in a flipping like cheap shot to her. I mean, it's not. It's what it should be. You should be able to go out on some dates, enjoy someone's company, and if it's not really happening after a few weeks, then you shouldn't just carry on because you suddenly feel obliged. You should be like, well, that's been fun.
Exactly.
I've got to know you a bit. I'm not sure it's going to be the one, but
yeah, and there were flags on like the second date when she was asking my Alexa why I'm not a boyfriend. She's not my girlfriend yet. Like, hang on. And she was saying, yeah. So on date number 2, she was talking about how she's already deleted Bumble and talking about her kids and meeting the family and all sort of shit. Hang on, back up here. I mean, I'm all for grand gestures and romance and so on, but I don't even know your surname, so maybe we should slow this down a little bit.
Oh, and any other red flag? Like, did she have like 4 cats or any kind of? Was there any other red flags there?
Oh, so many red flags. But I don't. She had more red flags than a Chinese rally. But I don't think I want to say it too much for.
No,
yeah, I mean,
no.
it can't. It's not defamation if it's true. But equally, you know, I'm a gentleman.
Yeah, totally. And we're not here to dog on people. It's
no.
We all know, right? And we all know, and that's you know, in a lot of the single parent groups, right? There's a lot of toxic chat about this sort of stuff, but it really does boil down to meet someone, have some fun, be upfront with them, and if it's not working out, then you just let them know that and say thank you. Wish them all the best.
Talking of single parent groups, actually, this is I won't say an exclusive, but it's certainly a sneak peek. Launching later this week is something called Frollo Dating. Now, if you don't know Frollo, Frolo, is an online community for single parents, and it's, you know, supporting single parents. It is all about being single parents. It's not anything else. And it's a whole world to solo parenting, single parenting, anything around that. So people can kind of support each other. And they're launching a dating app for single parents because they've realized that actually, you know what, being a parent is such a big part of things. And if you're not parents, it's difficult sometimes for some people to comprehend how challenging it is to date a single parent and to be a single parent. And so they're launching a new dating app to kind of look at both of those, to bring those two groups together. And quite curious and interested to see how it's going to pan out. So yeah, check it out if you haven't already or you don't know about it. Frollo Dating.
Yeah. Yeah, I spent some time on Frollo, but long before the dating thing, and not long after it launched, actually. And I'm in a couple of WhatsApp groups that are sort of guys that met on Frollo have put together, and so the dating thing was a natural evolution, mainly because they need to work out a way to monetize the thing. But the lady that founded it, the whole thing is pretty cool. I've heard her on a bunch of different podcasts. The classic story of she thought there would be something. She went out to find it, wasn't really there, so she set about making it herself. So the thing about it is, and this goes for any single parent group, is you got to let go of the upset. You got to let go of the thing that happened, and you're like, all men are, all women are XXX. Because that kind of stuff is what holds so many people back. So many single parents are held back by their pissed offness about the what happened, the X. I mean, that's, you know, when I'm working with single dads, that's pretty much the number one thing that gets addressed first. Because it's like a lead weight, like you put like a bag of crap that you're pulling around with you. Oh, what's that? Oh, that's my past. Like,
yeah,
but I'm dragging it around still.
As they say in Frozen, just leave that shit behind, motherfucker.
Yeah, like like that. I did see that director's cut of Frozen. I like that bit. So, where's my little list here before we wrap things up? Oh yeah, clanger this week. I'm learning how to be a parent to pre-teenagers, right? What do they call them? Tweenies.
Pre-nagers, yeah.
Oh, that's much better than tweenies. So my boy's he's had the first part of secondary school. He's been there 6 weeks. He's done a bunch of work. Now they've gone back after their half-term holiday. They've set some revision and some tests. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm stressing to him the importance of school is easy if you keep up. If you listen in class, homework's easy. If the homework's easy, you get it done. You can play. You hand it in. You get a good mark. You don't have to stay behind. The next lesson's easy because you know what happened. Like life gets a lot easier if you just keep up. So I've always stressed that. So I find out about these tests not through him. I might add through the parent group on Facebook. Right? So I said, "Oh, what about these tests you got coming up?" "Oh, yeah, totally sorted, totally sorted. We've been doing it all in school this week, so I'm ready. I was like, "Okay, well, good." I said, "Well, I think we're going to do some revision this weekend anyway. Otherwise, I'll feel a bit like I'm not doing my thing as a dad." Yeah, okay, dad. So I'm trying to crowbar him off of Minecraft, basically, and FIFA, and we managed to do some revision. So I'm thinking, tick, job done. Of course, he wouldn't want to do rubbish. Like,
Yeah.
he's going to want to do all right. Otherwise, all the years I've spent telling him that school is easy when you keep up would have been for waste. So then I end up in a phone call with his mother tonight, who's not happy about the amount of revision that's done. So I'm like, "We did it."
What, too little?
Yeah, too little. What's the word? Turns out it's way bigger than what he'd led me to believe, and the slither of preparation that we'd done will barely touch the edges, and yeah, so he completely. Not only did he mug me off, basically, but I believed him. I generously gave him this lorry load of trust, which he just drove off into the sunset.
But was that because he was deliberately keeping it and hiding it, or was it because he just didn't understand?
Glenn, that's exactly what I said. Did he not realize what he required? Does he not know how long it's going to take? I don't know. But the difference is that she got his stuff out and went through it, whereas I just took what he said as gospel.
Yeah, it's tough because you want to give them the chance. They need to own it. They need to want to do it, and they need to push it forward themselves. But they are also kids, so it's a tough balancing act to get.
Yeah. So I shan't thrash him with a rhinoceros hide whip, but I will probably limit some screen time next time I see him.
Yeah, that's fair.
So yeah, bloody hell though. I mean, there's a wheeler dealer side to it, which I kind of respect a little bit. Which is his mum doesn't like that side of me too much.
But that's the side that's going to make him millions.
Well, that's kind of where I'm at with that. Yeah. He had to do. He volunteered to do a talk the other day at church, which is another subject. But I went along. God, talk about go back into the, what do they call it? Into the pit.
The lion's den.
Into the lion's den. Yes. Not which clearly they're not lions. They're actually a very loving, generous group of people. It's just that I felt a little bit let down by them after the big breakup, right? But I hadn't been back for 6 years, and I've been royally pissed at a fair number of them, which I have let go, and I've made up with certain people. But so yeah, I'm there. I'm like, whoa, this is a bit intense. And then, but I wanted to represent. I never want my kid, as much as possible, I don't want my boy or girl to look up to the audience or look down the touchline and me not be there. And I through my work and through my commitment to that, I'm privileged enough to be able to say that I've missed almost none of those kind of events for my kids. And all credit to his mum. She made me see that basically, and so I went along, and he smashed it. He absolutely
nice. That's good.
The person before him was said, "I'm a bit nervous, so I might be looking at my phone quite a bit." And she did a great job, but she did look at her phone quite a lot. And so then he gets up and says, "Oh yeah, hi, my name's Jago. I'm going to talk to you about the youth group and stuff. And yeah, I probably won't use my phone much." Didn't know his phone at all. But he got everyone on side. Like he got a few laughs straight away. He got everyone on side. So yeah, it's good stuff. You need the measure of someone is their ability to stand up and give a speech, to stand up and present something, shake someone's hand and introduce themselves. These are the core kind of competencies of decent people, I think.
Yeah. Although it's a lot of people are kind of introverted and just find that sort. They're absolutely wonderfully competent and incredibly accomplished, yet find public speaking or things like that, or even just meeting people, so anxiety inducing for whatever reason, that they struggle with it.
Yeah. No, I do get that. And it's interesting that that's something that I find alien. So I have to really go some to empathize with those people, and to appreciate that actually they're the introverted people that have worked something out that I could never have worked out, or see a situation for something I'm never gonna see it for.
Yeah, and I always feel like it's such for me, like it's not even a simple skill; it's just normal. And so I always feel like there's some sort of lesson that I can do, some sort of exercise, some sort of thing that I can just unlock in their brain, and all of a sudden it'll switch on, and they'll realize it doesn't matter. They'll realize that people are there to give them support, and they want them to succeed, and they'll suddenly be able to do public speaking. They'll suddenly be able to introduce themselves to a random person they've never met before, and that just doesn't happen. Some people just will never get it, never understand it, never have that sense of comfort putting themselves out there. So yeah, I've got to constantly check myself back when I'm asking my team to present this or to lead this show and tell or to run that presentation. It's like not everyone can do it.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that they're crap at it. They're probably absolutely superb at their job. They just don't do that bit of it.
Apparently Glenn Hoddle was a nightmare for this. England manager, former Tottenham, Monaco, whoever else he played for. He would just tell people, "No, what I want you to do is just get the ball, ping it out wide. He'll pass it back, and then you score it top bins." And they'd be like, "What bloody are you talking about? What? As if anyone can do that." He's like, "All right, give me the ball." He would do it. Just that crazy move that he said, "Just do." Pass the ball, put it out wide, pop it over, hit it on the volley, top bins. And then and everyone's just literally, he was on another level and couldn't really get the ladder out for other people to come to either get people up to him or come back down to their level.
He was such a waste as a manager. I feel so sorry for him, but it just didn't work out for him. Hopefully, it's going to work better for old Antonio Conte as well. Obviously, both of us being Spurs fans, he's been put in post not a second too soon. Otherwise, he would definitely have been United bound, I reckon.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, for all football Premier League fans, it's just a crazy season. Absolutely crazy. 5 managers, I think it is now. That's the cushiest job in the world. Like, it's really high pressure. You have to work your ass off. You're going to get dog's abuse if it doesn't go that way. If it goes well, you're going to be the best person on earth, basically. You get about somewhere between 100 grand a month to 1 million a month, which, so it's all right if you can get the work. And then if you get sacked, well, you get about 7 million, 10 million. You probably will have to be off work for a couple of months, but or a week if you're Denny, what we call Smith bloke. It's like,
for 10 million quid, you can call me whatever you want, as much as you want, as loud as you want. You know what? I'm all right with this.
I know. Yeah. Maybe you can renegotiate, because I understand you're getting more and more more and more gravitas, seniority in your role. Maybe you could do a Ted Lasso. Maybe you could just say, "Do you know who I like? I've been here. I've made things happen here. I need 1 million a month."
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely going to be renegotiating. It's coming up to a year since I've been in post now, so it's time for, I guess, an annual review. And it's been a good year. It's been a good year. Things are going well, but I'll tell you what, I could do with some sleep. I'm really looking forward to a week or two off over Christmas. It's going to be so nice.
Yeah, and it's a little bit early to talk about it, but we mentioned about the Airbnb pub being booked out. Have you starting to make plans? Because your family's massive. How do you like herd all them together? Do you try and do that?
Nah, it's too. I mean, it's not going to happen. So I've got I'm what for people who don't know, I'm one of seven. I've got about 35, 36 first cousins as well. But it's proper EastEnders stuff. You don't know this people ain't talking to that people, and this family doesn't get on. So you never all get together. So that's all right. So this year, we're keeping it quite simple. I have my kids the week before Christmas anyway. That's normal. And Christmas this year is on a Saturday. Normally I give them back on a Friday, but this year I'm keeping them for an extra night. So I get Christmas Eve and Christmas morning and Christmas lunch. And then they go to their mum's for the afternoon. I'm going to pop down the pub for a couple of hours. Then I'm going to go down to my sister's house and just get bladdered. Then I've got the whole week without them, which is going to be tough, but that's fine. I've got a week off. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. Probably just go through a couple of
Dominican
litres of
Republic.
Baileys.
Dominican Republic.
Yeah, I could pop away. And then I've got to work out what I'm doing for New Year's Eve. Actually, I need a party to go to. I'm looking for a house party. So if any of our listeners have got a wicked house party coming up, then let me know. And then I get them back New Year's Day in the evening, so I even have time to sleep off my hangover. I think this is the way around that I prefer doing it. To be fair.
Yeah. Well, likewise, regular listeners will know we've covered some of this but just I do this. We alternate. So it's Christmas one year, New Year the next, and I enjoy it because the year I don't have them for Christmas, I just make plans and enjoy it, and then they come back and we redo Christmas Day and we go straight into New Year's Eve, and it's a lot of fun. Although I have vowed not to spend New Year's Eve with Jules Holland this year.
I love a bit of Jules Holland.
No, I'm okay with Jules Holland. I just don't need to end another year in his company, right? I happily let's record it. Let's watch it on January the 3rd or something like that. It's a very entertaining show. They actually film it in Maidstone apparently, but
yeah, a month in advance as well.
And of course, it's not live. No. That's what I'm saying. As a launch pad for 2022, as a reflection on all that's happened in 2021. I need to go out on a little bit more of a high than than a bottle of champagne to myself. Last year, the kids wanted to stay awake, and like one of them got to 11 o'clock, one of them got to half 11. I was literally like, "Whoa, Happy New Year, Johnny!" I got a picture with both of them asleep on me. So, do you know what? So I'll tell you what I do. It's in the fun part of the Team Super Dad coaching, right? It's about planning for fun. So New Year's Eve, Christmas, birthdays, there's some, if your birthday's in the winter, have a summer party. If your birthday's in the summer, organize a winter party. But make sure that you've got something planned. Don't be a week before Christmas or a week before New Year saying, "Oh, what's everyone up to?" Like, if you're a family, like, can you get people around to your house? Or just like Glenn, you just explained there, that you're coordinating things with your sister, and you dare say you see your mum at some point. Like, make stuff happen, people. Organize it. Christmas is, you literally got 364 days to make a plan. Don't let it come round that you've got nothing to do and then sit there feeling sorry for yourself that you've got nothing to do or no one to spend it with. Make it happen. Have things to look forward to. So Glenn's house party. Do you need that to be within distant? How do you want to get home? Or are you okay for getting a premiere in or something like that? Or
I will, depending on where it is, I will make plans accordingly. I'll be honest. The party's the important thing. The rest of it, that will work itself out one way or another. I just need a banging party with some great people, loads of people as well. I don't want one of those parties where it ends up being just 3 or 4 people.
No, you want it where you have to, when someone new arrives, you have to get everyone inside to move so that you can open the front door to let them in. Yeah.
I want doors open. I want neighbours, like, not even worrying about the volume of the music. I want party. I want champagne. I want just a proper old school party. That's what I want. Where I don't even have to know many people. I just have to know that everyone is going to have a great time.
We had a housewarming party like that when we lived in Streatham Hill. And fair dues to the 2 girls that we moved in with. It was to a large degree instigated. The scale of it was instigated by them. And it was like that. You literally, when more people were arriving, I was opening the door and I was having to say, everyone move forward a bit. And then when the police came about 4 o'clock in the morning, because I was a little bit worse aware, but I was chatting to the police lady and I was trying to understand. She was saying it's noisy. And I was saying, noisy? You should have been here at 2 o'clock. If you think this is noisy, where were you at 2? I was like, sure, whatever. Like, come in, join in. There's more space now. But, good house party. Yeah, okay, good house party. Yeah, Airbnb, we're going to go in a second, but Airbnb have really cracked down on that, which is a bit of a shame.
Yeah, I can understand why. You don't want to absolutely trash places, and you keep it messing around with neighbours. But yeah, you do want one of the points about renting somewhere is you can just have a good blast, and as long as you get cleared up next day, life is good.
Yes. So answers on a postcard, please, to Team Superdad HQ. If you can't get a stamp and an envelope, then get into the Facebook group at teamsuperdad.com/group. And let us know where can we send Glenn? I've already got my plans. Where are we going to send Glenn? And like I said, make yourself some plans, even though we're a month out. Start to make plans for yourself so you have a good time.
And if you do have any ideas, you can always tweet me at @datingdad and find me on Instagram with @datingdad and all this sort of stuff. Just have a search, you'll find me.
You're constant with that. You keep it up well, and I do like your.
That's what she said.
It's like it is mindless banter, but you take an element of your day and thrust it out there as some random observation, and your loyal audience are more than willing to respond back.
I've got some fantastic people I engage with. I absolutely love all of them. I don't follow many people. It says I follow about 850, but probably about 500 or 600 of those are like brands or F1 drivers or football teams or news outlets or comedy things. So it's only a couple of hundred people I actually follow, and I engage with them, and I love them all dearly. So come over to Twitter and say hello. Yeah,
well, that's fundamentally not exactly how we got introduced, but indirectly how we got introduced. So. All kudos to them going to Twitter. Well, that's it. We're going to wrap up the wrap up. The podcast comes out at least on a weekly basis. So now that we're all better and back in the game. If you've got any things you want discussed on the more serious episode, if you've heard someone who's awesome on someone else's podcast, if you want to come on and be that person, parenting, money, business, lifestyle, health, fitness, I don't know, mental health, then these are all the sort of the challenges that men face in their life, in parenting, and we want to support men in working through those. And in the wrap up, quite frankly, if you want to come on and join us in the wrap up, I had a good conversation with Colin the other day, and I was taking the piss out of him about why we haven't had him back on since he attempted to join us via a phone. There's a little bit of a backstory to that, Glenn, which you may be able to presume. But yeah, if you're a fun dad, you want to come and join us on this as well, then by all means put your hand up, and we can make this into a 3-way. At the risk of that sounding completely inappropriate. Good to see you, Glenn.
Great to see you too, Johnny. Glad to have you back and fighting fit again.
Yes, mate. Yes, mate. And to everybody listening and watching, thanks for tuning in. We will get the video up because I never get ready for that. They've got a shortcut button now, so I can jump to it. Whether that will make me any better at teeing up this exit video, I don't know. But we live in hope. Until next week, thanks for joining us. Team Superdad out.
This has been Team Superdad. Find us at teamsuperdad.com. Join the program and create the best life ever for you and your children. You are not alone. You're on Team Superdad.